She was the last queen of ancient Egypt, the lover of Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. This is the story of Queen Cleopatra. If you're a fan of history, then don't forget to hit the follow and let me know in the comments what sort of content you want to see. Cleopatra VII, Thea Philopator, also known as Cleopatra, father-loving goddess, was born in Alexandria in Ptolemaic Egypt in either late 70 BC or early 69 BC. Whilst we know the identity of Cleopatra's father, although we know Cleopatra was the daughter of Ptolemy XII Orleats, historians don't know the identity of Cleopatra's mother. The most likely candidate for Cleopatra's mother was this woman, Cleopatra V Tryphena. Very little information is known about Cleopatra V, but she may be the same woman who briefly ruled jointly with her daughter Berenice following the deposition of Ptolemy XII. The fact that we cannot positively identify who Cleopatra's mother was has led to a debate about Cleopatra's heritage. Whilst that is not something all I'm going to say on the matter of Cleopatra's heritage is that at the very least she was Greek Macedonian, and she was the first and only member of the Ptolemaic dynasty to actually learn to speak Egyptian, though her first language was Koine Greek. Other than her elder sister Berenice IV, Cleopatra at the very least had 3 other siblings, one sister Arsinoe IV, and 2 younger brothers Ptolemy XIII and Ptolemy XIV. As you can tell, the family weren't very imaginative when it came to names. As a child, Cleopatra was very well educated, and she would eventually go on to speak a number of different languages. It was most likely Cleopatra's intellect and not her beauty that won over Mark Antony and Julius Caesar. Cleopatra's father, Ptolemy Orleats, was a very bad ruler. He was an alcoholic and a gambler, which would eventually force him to declare bankruptcy, forcing him to rely on loans from the Roman Senate. In the late 50s BC, Ptolemy was driven out of Egypt by the people of Alexandria because they had had enough of his economic policies. During this time, his daughter Berenice claimed the Egyptian throne, ruling with a woman known as Cleopatra VI Tryphena. However, Cleopatra VI may also be the same woman as Cleopatra V. Young Cleopatra is believed to have gone into exile with her father. This type of behaviour was not uncommon from members of the Ptolemaic dynasty. For this family, you were more likely to be stabbed in the back by a relative than to actually be able to sit down with them and have a decent conversation. The thing about Ptolemy is that he owed a lot of people a lot of money, and they were determined to get that money back, but the only way they could get that money back is if they put him back on the throne. With the aid of Aulus Gabinius, the Roman governor of Syria, and his Roman army, which included a young cavalry officer by the name of Mark Antony, Gabinius invaded Egypt and put Ptolemy XII back on the throne. Many years later, Mark Antony would state that it was at this point that he first fell in love with Cleopatra, which is honestly a bit disturbing because at this point she was in her early teens and he was a fully grown man. Revenge, Ptolemy had his daughter Berenice and her supporters executed, and along with her brother Ptolemy XIII, Cleopatra was declared heir to the Egyptian throne.